Hello, folks. Hi, this is Dr. Chetan Fadke here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about weight and losing weight. A couple of days ago, I went to a talk where there was a there was a lecture on nutrition, and these lectures are very popular because everybody knows that they're doing something that's not right, and they need to change their eating habits. So invariably a question comes up is, what should I eat? How do I manage weight? So I thought I would put together this slideshow to talk about that a little bit. All right, so we'll start with a disclaimer that I'm not a therapist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a doctor. I am a researcher though, and I like to investigate things, and I'd like to share some of the things that I've found along the way. So, just as an outline, I wanted to ask, what should I eat to lose weight? So think about that for a second. Is that even the right question? So we'll talk a little bit about that. Which foods to choose from, and how do we use a scientific approach to make those kind of decisions? And what is scientific approach anyway? It's systematic, it's logical, it requires good reasoning, and it's well reasoned, and it should be evidence based. And finally, I think we have to process all the information and make up our own minds. So let's dive forward. Food choices. So some people like to make choices for their food for ethical reasons, and I respect that, and that's an important consideration when we make choices for eating food. For example, they don't want to kill any animals or treat any animals with cruelty in order for their food. Some people make environmental choices based on environmental impact, and which is again very noble because we live in the environment and we have to respect it. So they would not eat foods that are raised by contaminating the earth, the oceans, and so on. So there are many different examples of that. But anyway, that's one. There are some people who don't worry about anything but focus only on taste and enjoyment. And I respect that too, because if food doesn't taste good, there's no joy in it. All right, so that's a whole other talk as well. How we choose foods that make us happy. Some people eat for health. Now, the above things and health are not exclusive. So, but I wanted to throw that in there, that some people want to make sure that they prevent any diseases from happening. Again, a noble cause. Some people use diet to recover from disease. Again, great, terrific. So we really need to know our food. Once we know our food, then we have the power to decide what we want to do. So we'll use a little bit of math to prepare ourselves to undertake this adventure of how to choose food, which foods to eat, how do I lose weight, and so on. So one quick way to look at it is, how many calories does food have? All right, now this is easier if you have a computer, and you have power to make quick analysis and so on. But it's very hard to do it on a day-to-day basis, especially with foods that are difficult to count the calories in. But anyway, my approach is to know in general how many calories each food has, so that you know what you're consuming. So and then you restrict calories. As a matter of fact, there are many diets that restrict calories. It makes sense. If you're not eating enough food, you're going to lose weight. Our body needs to maintain certain functions, some critical, some not so critical. But if the body has to maintain itself, it needs to use fuel. And if you don't put fuel in your mouth, if you don't eat enough food, the body will find ways to burn the fat that you've stored, burn the types of glucose that you've stored in your body, and so on. So you're going to lose weight. However, what's the problem with this type of calorie restriction? You can lose weight, but it leaves you feeling hungry. Now that's not a pleasant feeling. That's not a feeling that we aspire to. That's not a feeling that leads to happiness. So that's not what we want to do. So what if you could eat as much as you want and still not feel hungry and feel full and happy? Now that would be something, right? All right, so we want to feel healthy and we want to lose weight. Can that be accomplished together? All right, let's think a little bit about what is homeostasis. Homeostasis is the body tries to maintain itself in a current state, whatever that state may be, either health or disease, not disease, but an altered state of health. So it's similar to inertia. If an object is in motion, it would want to remain in motion unless stopped by external forces. So in terms of body weight, you can think of body's inertia that makes it difficult to lose weight because the body wants to hold on to it for different reasons. Again, we're not going to get into that, but just wanted to clarify that change of diet involves some willpower and some discomfort. So it is mind over matter to some degree. So it's not easy to suddenly change diet and lose weight. So what helps though is the knowledge of the food choices we make. That's the most important thing, I think. So again, another question comes up: is vegan a healthy way of eating? And vegan, gluten-free, any type of diet you can mention, there are pros and cons to it. But after I show you the chart of foods and how many calories they have, you can then decide what is healthy way of eating and what is not healthy. So without having to worry about labeling the type of food that you eat, you can still have optimal health and have optimal weight. I'm saying optimal because not everybody should be the same weight. Some people are going to be heavier, some people are going to be lighter, some people are going to be in the middle. That's the beauty of our world. It makes people different. But what I'm saying is optimal weight. What is the best weight for your body, that the body wants to maintain that weight and it's happy with that, and it's in health, perfect state of health. All right, so anyone can eat unhealthy. So get that straight. No matter what you label yourself as, you can eat unhealthy. And I've been that path. I know what I mean. In the past, the kings suffered all kinds of diseases of affluence, such as gout. So the first thing when we think of unhealthy, we think of processed foods. Too much processed foods, too much this. Well, even if you don't eat processed foods, you could still get like the kings used to get diseases like gout. Terrible disease, causes arthritis, pain, problems with kidneys, and all kinds of stuff. So kings got it. What did they eat? There was no processed food then, but they ate. Their diet was rich in meats and dairies and fruits and very little exercise. So Jeff Novick, an excellent dietitian, I've read some of his stuff online, articles, videos, and so on. He has this amazing graph. I found this on his website. So here's the graph. So it's a calorie density graph. On the y-axis, you have your calories. How many calories are there per pound. All right. So a pound of food can contain anywhere from 0 to 4,000 calories. Just to give you an idea, just so we can compare different foods. On the very left here, you have vegetables. So vegetables, about 100 calories per pound. So you can eat a pound of vegetables and still get about 100 calories. All right, that's not a whole lot. Pound of fruits, 300 calories. Oh yeah, you have a little more now. You have a little bit of fructose, a little bit of sugars, sweet things. Anything that's sweet is going to add the calorie content of your food. Go a little further to your right and you'll see that unprocessed complex carbohydrates like potatoes, whole grains, things like that, about 500 calories per pound. You still can get enough calories without having to worry too much. If you keep going further, legumes, your beans, lentils, and so on, and then keep going further, 1000 calories per pound of animal products. Now, animal products don't have any fiber, so it won't. If you can have 1000 calories, you can have 1 pound of meat, but not feel full for too long. Anyway, then you have processed complex carbohydrates. So which means your flours and things that you make from bread, for example, or pancakes and things like that. 1400 calories per pound, so it's higher in calories. Keep going further to the right, junk food, chips, fried stuff, 2300 calories per pound. Keep going further, nuts and seeds, 2800 calories per pound. Now you can argue that nuts and seeds are good for you, but all I'm saying is that they are very high in calories. So if you have a couple of almonds, we won't get too much. But if you have a pound of almonds, you're getting 2800 calories, boom, just like that. And finally, the most energy dense food you can have is oil. Pure calories, pure fat, pure energy. 1 pound of oil, you'll give you about 4000 calories of food. So what is the daily requirement? Daily requirement ranges between 2000, 2400, 2500 calories per day, depending on what kind of other things you do, whether you're doing exercise, heavy labor, you're sick. So, give or take, it's about 2500 calories per day. So if you're eating something that's fried, you're already going up to 2800, 4000 calories in a single meal. So, if you want to lose weight, you want to be on the left side of the curve. So here are some key learnings from that graph. Eat plenty of low calorie foods because they're high in nutrients and you don't have to count calories. Because what's the point? Can you have 2 pounds of vegetables? It's hard. It'll fill you up. There'll be a lot of fiber in it. So you can eat as much as you want, but you're not going to get enough calories. So you don't have to worry about calories when you're eating foods that are on the left side of that graph. So more vegetables, grains, legumes, fruits, and so on. In the middle category, eat moderate amounts. Don't eat too much bread, or white bread especially. Don't eat too many animal products or things like that. And foods on the far right, have them, but not too much either. Have little of nuts and seeds. You can have a little bit of fried food occasionally if you wanted to, but you know how calories quickly add up. All right, so those were some of the things that I wanted to share with you, and I hope you find this helpful. And good luck. Try a few things. Let me know what you learn, and take care.